All right, buckle up, everybody, because today we are going deep into 16th century Japan.
Ooh.
We are talking about the legend
Sounds good.
of Hattori Hanzo.
I'm excited.
Now, if you haven't heard that name before, he was a master ninja.
Yeah, definitely a name that comes up.
We're talking Sengoku period.
A legendary figure.
So think constant warfare, shifting alliances.
Right.
And in this world, well, let's just say that cunning and strategy were the difference between life and death.
For sure. Yeah, this period in Japanese history, it was just turmoil everywhere.
Right. And anyone who could, I don't know, outsmart their opponent, I guess you would say.
Absolutely.
They were the ones who were going to come out on top.
That's right.
But
yeah,
this isn't just another samurai story.
No.
We're going to uncover how this master of stealth actually helped shape an entire nation.
I mean, that's what's so captivating about Hanzo is that he embodies a different kind of power.
Right.
You know, it's not just about the brute force of a warlord. It's like he's got this calculated brilliance of a strategist who thrives in the shadows.
He was someone who understood espionage, reconnaissance.
Yes.
Guerrilla warfare.
Yeah, and I mean, those are the skills that just made him absolutely indispensable in this era.
You know, it makes you wonder what kind of person thrives in that kind of environment.
Right.
Someone so comfortable with secrecy and danger.
Exactly.
It's no wonder he ended up catching the eye of Tokugawa Ieyasu.
Right.
Now, just a reminder for everyone, Ieyasu was a very powerful lord with ambitions to unify Japan.
Big ambitions.
Huge.
Huge.
Ieyasu had the vision, but Hanzo had that
tactical genius.
Right, how to get it done.
Totally, yeah. Their partnership is truly fascinating.
Yeah.
So you've got Ieyasu, who is like a traditional samurai at heart, but he recognized the need for something a little bit different to navigate this chaotic period, and Hanzo provided that. And one battle that really highlights this whole dynamic is the Battle of Mikatagahara in 1572.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so picture this. Iyasu's forces are facing off against the legendary Takeda Shingen.
Okay.
Now, Shingen, he was known for his brilliant tactics and his fearsome army. I mean...
So the odds were...
The odds were stacked against them.
Not in their favor.
Not at all.
All right, so we've got a classic underdog story here.
Oh, for sure.
Besides just being outnumbered.
Yeah.
What made this battle such a challenge for Ieyasu?
Okay, well, so Shingen was known for employing this tactic called the fish scale formation.
Oh, wow. I've never heard of that.
It's pretty wild. So imagine like overlapping lines of warriors with their shields.
Okay.
And it creates this impenetrable wall that deflects attacks.
Oh, so it's just like...
And it sets up these devastating cavalry charges.
It's like a moving wall.
It's a moving wall.
That can also attack you.
Exactly. And it was a formidable strategy.
I can see why.
You can see why Ieyasu needed Hanzo and his out-of-the-box thinking.
To come up with a plan.
To even stand a chance against this.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost like they were playing different games entirely.
Right.
One was brute force and one was outsmarting your opponent.
Yeah, completely different approaches.
So how did Hanzo even approach something like this?
Yeah, good question.
Did he try to just, like, match Shingen's strength?
No, Hanzo, he knew that a direct confrontation would be a disaster.
Right.
So he decided to use the mountainous terrain to his advantage.
Okay.
So he launches these surprise attacks with his ninja and his samurai warriors.
Now, this is interesting to me.
Yeah.
Because you've got ninjas known for stealth.
Right.
And subterfuge.
Right.
And then you've got the samurai.
Right, alongside.
So it's like he's blurring the lines here.
Yeah, he's blending these different warrior traditions and he's adapting.
Right.
And exploiting every advantage he can get.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's a really fascinating blend of tactics.
It is.
It kind of makes you realize how much we just try to simplify history. Like, it's samurai versus ninja, but...
Everyone in a box.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was a lot more nuanced.
It was way more nuanced.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So he was embracing what worked.
Right.
Regardless of the tradition.
Yeah, tradition goes out the window when you're fighting for your life.
Exactly.
And it wasn't just brute force.
Right.
He employed psychological warfare.
Oh, like what?
Like using drums and fires to make his forces seem larger than they were.
Oh, that's smart.
And then hidden traps to disrupt the enemy's momentum. Like,
oh, wow.
This is where Hanzo's understanding of Shingen really becomes crucial.
Okay, well, knowing Shingen, I bet he was not easily intimidated.
No, not at all.
So what was the outcome?
Okay, so...
Did they win?
Well, no, they didn't win at Mikatagahara.
Oh.
But Hanzo's tactics, they had a profound impact.
How so?
His strategic retreat, using all those things we just talked about, saved Ieyasu and his core forces.
So even in defeat, he prevented total annihilation.
Exactly. He prevented being completely wiped out.
That seems like a pretty significant victory in itself.
Right.
Ieyasu lived to fight another day.
That's right.
And I bet he learned a thing or two.
I bet he did.
About unconventional warfare.
Oh, yeah. He got a crash course in it.
In the process.
Yeah, for sure.
This raises an interesting question.
Yeah.
How do you think this loss actually shaped Ieyasu's future strategies?
Oh, that's a great question. I mean, this experience, it deeply impacted Ieyasu.
I bet.
He realized that adaptability and being willing to embrace these unconventional tactics, they were essential for survival.
Of course.
And certainly for unification.
Yeah.
Mikatagahara, it was a turning point. And it cemented that bond between him and Hanzo.
Oh, wow.
It forged a partnership that would change the course of Japanese history.
Yeah, it's amazing how sometimes a setback can be the catalyst for even greater things.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But before we delve into how their partnership continued to shape Japan, let's take a moment to consider something for ourselves.
Yeah.
If you were in Ieyasu's position after that battle, facing such a powerful enemy, what kind of impact do you think that close call would have had on you?
Oh, that's a good question.
It really makes you appreciate the weight of leadership and the importance of choosing your allies wisely.
For sure.
But we'll get back to that in just a moment.
Sounds good.
We'll be right back after a quick break. We left off with Ieyasu narrowly escaping total defeat at Mikatagahara.
Right.
All thanks to Hanzo's quick thinking.
It was a close one.
It really feels like a crucial moment, not just for their survival, but for how their relationship would develop.
Absolutely.
But the Sengoku period was volatile.
Oh, yeah.
Alliances were constantly shifting.
Right.
Ieyasu's position was far from secure.
Yeah, you're right. Trust was a fragile thing back then.
And in 1582, that fragility was really brought into focus.
Oh, yeah.
With the assassination of Oda Nobunaga.
Right.
Oda Nobunaga, a powerful warlord,
Yeah.
and Ieyasu's ally at the time.
A major player, for sure.
This had to have been a huge turning point.
Oh, absolutely. This sent shockwaves through Japan.
What happened?
Well, Nobunaga was betrayed.
Oh, wow.
By one of his own generals.
No way.
Akechi Mitsuhide.
Wow.
It was a huge shock.
So the most powerful figure in Japan.
Yeah, just gone.
It's just gone overnight.
Leaving this massive power vacuum.
And Ieyasu, hundreds of miles away from his stronghold.
Yeah, in Mikawa.
This must have been terrifying.
It was a moment of extreme danger.
So he's stranded, surrounded by potential enemies.
Yeah.
And without the protection of his most powerful ally.
Exactly. Talk about a worst-case scenario.
It sounds like Hanzo's skills were about to be put to the ultimate test.
Yeah, this is where Hanzo's network of ninjas really shines.
So Ieyasu couldn't just march an army back home.
No, way too risky.
He had to rely on stealth.
Right, had to move quickly and quietly.
Evade all these threats along the way.
Countless threats, yeah.
This had to be so stressful.
I can only imagine.
Powerful lord forced into hiding, relying on secrecy just to survive.
Yeah, it really changes how you think about power dynamics.
It really does.
You don't usually hear these kinds of stories about these powerful figures.
So what did this escape plan actually involve?
Well, Hanzo activated his network.
Okay.
The Iga Ninjas.
Iga Ninjas?
Hundreds of them.
Wow.
Highly skilled warriors.
Yeah, so they're creating diversions, spreading misinformation.
Right, setting up ambushes to deter pursuers.
This is a huge coordinated operation.
This was a testament to Hanzo's planning.
This is amazing.
It's incredible to think about.
This web of activity happening in the background.
Yeah, invisible to most.
But it's shaping the fate of Japan.
That's right.
This is so different from what we think of as samurai warfare.
Right.
It's about anticipating threats, staying one step ahead, using information as a weapon.
You got it.
So Hanzo understood that true power wasn't just brute strength.
It was about intelligence.
Okay.
Adaptability, using the right skills.
And he navigated this complex web of loyalties.
Oh, yeah.
And betrayals.
Right.
And he ensured Ieyasu's survival.
Absolutely.
This escape wasn't just about Ieyasu's safety.
No, it had much bigger consequences.
This is huge for Japan.
Yeah. Ieyasu would go on to consolidate his power.
Okay.
He would avenge Nobunaga's death.
Oh, wow.
And ultimately, he would establish the Tokugawa Shogunate.
which ruled Japan for
over 250 years.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
One daring escape.
Orchestrated by this master of stealth.
Changed the course of history.
This must have been a huge moment.
Yeah.
In Ieyasu's relationship with Hanzo.
Oh, yeah.
How did he reward Hanzo for this? Hanzo gets Ieyasu back safe and sound.
Against all odds.
This wasn't just helping out a friend.
No.
This was saving the future leader of Japan.
Talk about high stakes.
Ieyasu wasn't going to forget that.
Not a chance.
So how did he show Hanzo his appreciation?
Well, he gave him command of the Hanzomon unit.
The Hanzomon unit. I've heard about this.
Yeah.
What was so special about them?
This was Ieyasu's elite guard.
Okay.
Made up of around 200 of the most skilled ninja.
Wow.
Think of them like the shogun's personal secret service.
Oh, wow.
Operating in the shadows.
So this wasn't just another group of samurai.
Oh, no, this was something else entirely.
This really shows how Ieyasu's thinking had changed.
It really does.
After that near-death experience,
yeah,
he knew the value of a force like this.
Absolutely.
It makes you wonder how Hanzo felt about this.
Yeah.
He always thrived in the shadows.
Right.
Now he's in charge.
A leadership role?
Was he still active out in the field?
That's one of the big mysteries about Hanzo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Some accounts say he was still training and leading his ninja.
Okay.
Others say he took on a more strategic role.
Interesting.
Advising Ieyasu, building up his network of informants.
Wow.
It's like he becomes even more of a legend at this point.
The master ninja who saved the shogun.
And now he's leading this elite unit.
That's the stuff of legends.
Exactly, and that's what happened.
Yeah. His name became a symbol of ninja mastery.
Loyalty.
Strategic brilliance centuries later, and we're still talking about him.
Exactly.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Hanzo's life,
Yeah.
What's the big takeaway?
I think Hanzo's story shows us that true power isn't always about brute force.
Okay.
It's about being adaptable, recognizing those unconventional skills.
And trusting the people who have them.
Exactly.
Hanzo didn't command armies or lead political debates.
Right.
His impact came from the shadows.
Yeah, from understanding people and being loyal to Ieyasu.
It's a good reminder that the most influential people aren't always the ones in the spotlight.
So true.
They're the strategists, the advisors.
People working behind the scenes.
Those skills are still important today.
Oh, absolutely.
Adaptability, strategic thinking, building those relationships.
More important than ever.
Makes you wonder.
Yeah.
Are there modern-day Hattori Hanzos out there?
Shaping events in ways we might never know.
That's something to think about.
It is.
As we go about our lives.
Yeah.
Remember Hanzo's lessons.
Good advice.
Look beyond the obvious. Appreciate different perspectives.
Don't underestimate the people working in the shadows.
Until next time, keep exploring.
Keep questioning.
Keep diving deep.